Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Oh, that's such a good intro. I'm gonna miss it when we go into Dawntrail. I know I can watch it whenever I want through here, but having an autoplay is very nice. Okay, today we're going to do the final bit of the MSQ, the Endwalker MSQ. That'll be the final story stuff before Dawntrail. And then we'll be all ready to go. Yeah, so 6.5 was all about wrapping up the story about the Void with Golbez and Zero. Now we have 6.55, which they do as a separate release. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's I think it's going to be focused on leading us into Dawntrail to set up why we're going there. Set up a new character, I think, from what I heard. And so it will explain why we're going to the new world. I forgot the name of the new world, but, you know, we're going to the new world. Let's find out why. I've got my macros ready for Pictomancer and Viper. I'm really excited for both of those classes. They look really cool. Okay. When one door closes, it reads at hand. There's actual people. Nice. It is the weekend, so... Apparently a lot of people didn't like the little story arc of the 6.x series with the 13th. I really liked it though. And like they could still do, like the 13th hasn't been all wrapped up. They could still do a whole expansion about it. It hasn't been restored or anything. I swear this, the little chat blocker picture, I swear that moves. I keep moving it up or down by a pixel and it keeps being slightly wrong. Alright, I moved it down by 1 pixel. See if that works. Azdaja! Move. Can't see Azdaja. Azdaja is a baby. Good baby. Rezatan. Home. Aw. When one door closes. Varshan has a message from Charlayan. Melchan. One of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldessian request your presence in Charlayan at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone that they require. If you have no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldessian Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Azdaja the city. From notable landmarks to the people's lives, there is still much and more for her to see. Aww. Farewell for now, my friend. I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. Bye, Dwagons. Aww. I really like how that all tied up, that story. But it's time to begin a new story-ish. Well, yeah, it's a whole new 10-year-long story that we'll be starting in Dawntrail. Pretty exciting. Ojika. A warm and hearty welcome to you, Melchan. I gather you received our message? Please wait here while I fetch Kryl and Graha. Cat lad incoming. Thank you for coming on such short notice. And forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the void, to say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I imagine you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there is someone whom he wishes Melchan to meet. He also mentioned that he would be tending to business at the studium. Shall we look for him there? Okay. To the studium. No, I'll just swap that to the event tab. Yeah, then I don't have to keep turning that on and off. Ready for a nap? Always. Always. I'll just run over there. That will be quicker. Gonna meet a new character. I think it's the Femroth that we saw in the Dawntrail intro. The Dawntrail trailer, rather. Erenville's early return likely has something to do with this visitor. Who could it be, I wonder? Raha didn't watch the trailer. Now then, where is Erenville? Button boy.
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important. I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World. Tural.
You went to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
But it seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
Is she actually a ninja? She's just stealthed. Aha.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman.
Roscoe.
I'm Wuklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
Wuklamat.
Tulihuela.
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Given the magnitude of the request, Perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Just come with me to a new continent.
Of course, of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The Rite of Succession. Taking the form of a contest, it will determine who next ascends the throne. As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning. I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Sounds like he talks about us a lot.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
Wait, let's all just slow down. Wooklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Tulihyolal is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
Huh, okay. But why do you need us, though?
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Aw.
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage. But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met.
Nearly
If
flattened
you have
him.
any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me. Now, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda. Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
Like, that sounds cool and all, but I'm still confused why we would get involved in politics, like the chain of succession. We don't know anything about this place. You have my complete attention. This is strictly a rumor, nothing more. Golden City. I've heard about it before. You have my attention.
We're going to get along, you and I.
I like her already.
Tural has no shortage of unexplored frontiers and deadly fiends. You'll never want for excitement, I promise you.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Aww.
Tulihyolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Oh?
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions. So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
A hunt. Erenville looks a bit dejected. Resigned, perhaps? A journey to Taral. That's the long and short of it. At the very least, I ask that you go on this hunt of hers and take her measure for yourself. So, where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. Have you heard of Eureka Orthos? It's very fun. The game is afoot. Grahatia appears equal parts bewildered and excited. The chance to see not only Tural, but the fabled Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let us begin to rectify that, by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Harm. You went there not long ago and culled some unruly fauna, of course, but according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. It's believed that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition. The Isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Taral. Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have the chance to get acquainted. And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions, my apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the Isle. I will join you as soon as possible. Nyom! Geez, she took off. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbour. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. Isle of Harm. I don't actually remember what we went there for. Is that where we went for, like, Mount Rockon, maybe? I don't think so. No, that's not an island, I don't think. Oh, well, we might find out. Oh, is that where the Aether Font was? Ah, okay. Yeah, I think it's where the Aether Font dungeon is. Yeah, okay. That was part of the MSQ. Snow. It's cool having a warrior in the cast again. We've had a few warriors in the past, but they keep leaving us. We had Moonbreeder, and she died, sadly. And we also had our buddy. Oh god, I forgot his name. From Shadowbringers. But he's like part of our soul now. Oh god, I forgot his name. What a crime. I must fix this grave error. Shadowbringers. Ardbert, there we go. I'm sorry, Ardbert, I forgot your name. I know it's horrible. I'm sorry. We have the loan of a ship from one of the captains. A cheery fellow. I can operate the vessel, so we don't need to trouble him to take us. Cryo was acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. I wonder what preparations she needs to make. So we have to take a ship? Ugh, and I've barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Participate in battle. Yeah, there's several cutscenes will play in sequence thing these days. Mostly just means there's going to be a long solo duty. It's not like hour-long cutscenes like Realm Reborn.
From here, we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural. Oh, a white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
Immediately wonders what they taste like. Okay.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
Is she hungry?
I know. So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
She has a brother. Okay.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kono's my second older brother. And until recently, he was a student in the city.
Ah.
He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studio. Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret. Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see.
Ah, okay.
One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain, hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can.
Man, this island's pretty.
The researchers should be just ahead. There. The building to the northeast.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me.
Smash.
Right, let's hunt our fill.
Boom.
Look! Someone's in trouble!
Yeah, taste my axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
Star dive. Are you all right? Yes, thanks to you. Talk to my friends. No. Right, I forgot Graha goes Black Mage when he's DPS. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the one who answered our petition? Wait, aren't you? You are! No-chan, the adventurer who saved our star. Would that our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking our equipment.
You really are famous.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
Oh, I did save the whole planet. There, it should be safe to cross now. Whee!
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Is
More
that our
research.
petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
If you've come to answer the petition, you should speak with my colleague here. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume? We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we would be most grateful if you would share it with us. Please be careful. The animals will set upon you with nary a second thought. Good luck in there. Penguins! Angry penguins?
I'll handle this.
Oh, she doing something. Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
Is that all?
Impressive, says Graha.
Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail.
That was a pretty cool move. What have we here? Struck down defending its territory, most like. You find ravaged beast remains, torn to shreds by sharp talons.
These claw marks. I've seen their like before. It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Such marks would be too common in any case. How large do you suppose it is? Feathers. You find feathers are scattered about the ground. There are signs of a fierce struggle.
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
You presume it's even safe to eat?
So many strange plants you have here. Focus. This is no time to be picking flowers. There's a lot of little incidental dialogue here. Very nice. Oh, poo! Ugh, that smell. The cloying stench of fresh leavings assails your nostrils. Whatever beast left them is likely still close by.
Still fresh. Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
Oh! Attacked.
Do you suppose they're upset we disturbed their home? Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then they've got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
We found some poo. Oh, and feathers. You said the beast is close? Even so, we should speak with the researchers first. Oh,
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey.
is that our target? Oh, no it's not. It's an angry toucan?
What is that thing?
Creepy.
It speaks?
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
Come, Waklamat!
Right.
She seems really bothered by it speaking.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Of course, yeah, no, just surprised.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Caught me by surprise! Caught me by surprise!
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
Giant Calibri. Oh yeah, it's big.
Talk all you like, bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, enjoy sinking my teeth into you.
She seems very food motivated.
Shut up already, you blasted bird!
Okay, Raha's gone healer. So we have a healer and a tank. And a dragoon. Pecking flurry. Ah, AoEs. Whoop.
I've never seen such an enormous
Sticky spit. Ew. Keep that to yourself, thanks. Oh god, it's targeted on me. Ew. That is gross.
Got you.
Whee! Ah, that's cool.
That was too close.
A warrior's gonna get that move.
Ready now?
Like rescue, but they use their like chain thing that they use in Holmgang. Woo.
Spread out, everyone.
Excuse me, Raha. I'm trying to get my positionals. Oh god.
Who paid for that?
QTE. Oh, that was quick. Very forgiving one. Ooh, I have to save them. Nice. Ah. I can keep attacking. Sort of. Yep. Okay. Yarr. It loves doing this circle AoE move. Is it gonna spit on us again? Please don't spit on us again. Ruffling of feathers. Clip the wings of the giant Calibri. Hell yeah. Attacking the wings.
Try this.
LB. Oh. That was cool.
Nothing to it.
She turned into a saw blade. Grr. Bum 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 ba-dum.
And I had barely limbered up.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
Aw.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt.
Oh.
But what a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Are we just gonna stare at it, or?
Dirty tricks, dirty tricks.
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
Leave this to me.
Cryo! Pictomensa cryo! Let's go!
Cryo?
I am terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
Ah, she only gonna do one spell?
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamat. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Heidelin. Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft.
Aw. She just wants to help. That's sweet.
As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute. And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer.
Ha.
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy.
That is so cute.
As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed. I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuliolal. It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant.
Dawn servant.
What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this.
Oh?
Given how culturally diverse Tuliolal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one.
Oh, that's cool.
The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, he would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
We don't bother with wax seals. Can't be bothered.
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuliolal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
Eat it.
We're eating that.
It spat some horrifying substance onto us, so I'm a little skeptical as well. Thanks to Wuklamat, we now know who sent the letter to Grandfather, among other things, but many questions still remain. I understand Kryle's feelings all too well, the desire to do one's part. It can be daunting to try and keep up, but nothing will change unless we take the first step. Pictomancicrio. I was wondering if she was going to get a new outfit, but it seems like it's more she's upgraded this one. Still looks cool though. Ah, what an exciting hunt that was! And now it's time to savor the reward. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. That just leaves the matter of the Calibri meat. For better or for worse, there's really only one place we can take it to here in Charlayan: the last stand. Come, let us see what Dickon can cook up for us. That's that cafe, isn't it? Yeah. The last stand for, decent food, I think that's what they said. That's why they called it the last stand. Because most food in Charlayan is bad. Hello. Well now, there's a famished face if I've ever seen one. What can I get you, Melchan? Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me, I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors. And for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear? Oh, thank you.
Come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together. I'd heard that Charlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Not a fan of spice?
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
Hey Tag, welcome. Good to see ya. Oh.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice.
Is she okay?
So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Charlayan.
It's nothing I can't handle.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
Nah, she's fine.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
Oh, you like her, do you? Hmm?
I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead.
Hell yeah.
Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long. The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
Huh.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
Oh my god. We stopped the war. I want to start a new war. Oh my god.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it.
Oh, okay. That was what I was worried about. Like, why would we have a part in this? But he encourages it, so.
The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
That's a way to look at it, I suppose.
That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well. And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tuliolal? You don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
I wonder what the other 2 claimants are like.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Quite a carnivore, that one. Judging by Wuklamat's reaction, it appears Turali cuisine isn't excessively fiery. Whether Wuk-Lamat has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say. But I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission's success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then... Baba Ganoush. The coming dawn. Grahatir is mulling over what you have learned of Wuk-Lamat and her plan. We get a present. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wuk-Lamat's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. Certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed. Just the thought of burying myself in books is making me feel sleepy. Nah, I like books. Books good. Quite right. Not only would it help you make an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, you would be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. Of course, his first thought is, to the books! Books. It would be very odd seeing a bunny boy eat meat. Yeah, actually, that's true. I didn't think about that. That would be a little strange, though. Backflip. I'm gonna miss Charlene. I love the vibe here. Dawntrail's hub cities sound pretty interesting, though. I think they said the other one is that tech place, Cloud9. That should be interesting. Loperit. Cat led after your own heart, yes. Oh, there he is. History, geography, botany. The public archives alone should suffice to provide a solid grounding on Tural. Unblemished book. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of that land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tural. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto. These crops and more that regularly grace Eorzean dining tables trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Lomanzan sailor named Ketan Ram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. Ketan Ram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mamuljar. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won along with permission to roam freely. Ketan Ram would return to Tural several times, but during his first expedition, he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa. The most notable of these was the popoto, whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was far from the only bounty of Ketenram's expeditions to Tural. Many tantalizing recipes such as the bean-filled burrito and gripping legends such as that of the Golden City reached our shores by way of his ship. To those outside of Ketenram's circle, Tural largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent. Okay. Photos came from Tural. Faded tome. The flora and fauna of Tural. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tural is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many and more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This tome introduces a select variety of species, as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpaca. Accustomed to Tural's craggy mountain ranges, this four-legged beastkin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Their soft, white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burden. Wyver. This ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tural. The Mamulja have succeeded in taming them, and utilise their prodigious strength for manual labour. Given their immense size and power, it should come as no surprise that the wyver is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. Valigamanda. Turali folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts, and the very embodiment of nature's power. Whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. Was that the one that she mentioned is part of the right of succession? I forgot how she pronounced it. Leather-bound book. Lines in the Sand, the geopolitics of Heidelin. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the three great continents and Tural. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. A case in point is the Alligans, who rose to power in Oldenard before advancing east into Ilsabard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tural waged war with one another for generations, stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway, north or south. Tribes hailing from frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce dense jungle. Such was the way of it, until the leader of the Mamulja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the Autark's greatness. Autark? Autark? Is that like the name of a double-headed Mamulja? Blue-covered book. Principles of blue magic and spell acquisition. Ooh, blue magic! The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Wallaki, a tribe in the distant continent of Turau. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting Lapis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposit that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Ooh, I think we might get to visit that place. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Wallaki's art and make the animal's powers my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic. The reason I chose this colour, as you will have doubtless gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Wallaki. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honour the people from whom this noble magic was born. Was that written by Martin? That would make sense, but... Not sure. Having perused a wide selection of books relating to Turau, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Grahatir will be eager to know what you have discovered. Should you wish to read these books again, speak with the reference page. I still love that name for that mammoth. Reference page. Lore. So much lore. Raha! Scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there are few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Turau, I dare say you've found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Well, it is a library. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. I couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I was pleasantly surprised to find references to Turau within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? I was rather taken with the tale of Kitten Ram. Popotos! I have a newfound appreciation for them. The legendary city of gold. Popotos! As have I. Despite having just enjoyed a hearty meal, I found myself craving popotos. As they keep well, they were a boon to sailors, and it was that same property that allowed them to survive the voyage to Eorzea. The book also mentioned a method of preservation, which sees popotos repeatedly frozen and dried. The resultant product was apparently used in a stew by people in mountainous regions. I should like to sample that dish one day. That and all the unique cuisines of that vast continent. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Turau? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. I learned about alpacas. I learned about waivers. I learned about Valley Gamanda. Alpacas! Alpacas are cute. Ah yes, the alpaca. In addition to serving as beasts of burden, they provide clothing for people by way of their lush fleece. They are especially prized by mountain tribes, who hold certain rare specimens sacred. I thought I heard familiar voices. Alizé! Twins! Twins! Fancy running into the two of you here. Well, well. Have some research of your own, do you? Aye. We hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Radzat, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbours of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of the two of you? What endeavour brings you here this day? Have you heard of Dawntrail? Reads books about a new mysterious foreign nation. New food! Exactly. A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Tural. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We'd do well to read up on Tuli Yalal ourselves. The contest. Is Melchan the only one allowed to help Wuklamat? There was no mention of such restrictions, as I recall. On the contrary, Wuklamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. Yes, join us! I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Alphino. We have planning to do. Alizé, wait! 'Twould seem our plans have changed, if you'll excuse me. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex. They offered us a bunch of info and like they pointed towards some of the big stuff that we're going to be looking at, like the big creature of legend and the golden city. And I'm like, nah, alpacas and papodos. That's what I found interesting. Alpacas and papodos. City of Gold, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see it. But I need to pet an alpaca.
It's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story. What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Wuklamat's request?
I never say no to a new adventure. I'm still undecided, to be honest. I'd rather not get involved in politics. I'm still undecided.
I don't blame you. No matter the assurances, it's no simple thing to wade into the midst of a political struggle. And in a foreign land at that. How about this then? Instead of deciding here, go there first and then decide.
Yeah, that sounds good. Make sure there's nothing important that we don't know before we decide.
In the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not?
Yeah.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenor. The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think. It's enough to stir me to the core.
Yeah. Feel. Think.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another. But there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Yum. Bye. Thank God. Why is he eavesdropping? You can just walk up to me and say, hey, what you doing? How you going? That's very strange. Welcome back, Melchan. If you're looking for Wuk-Lamat, she is currently with the others in her chambers. If you like, I can go and fetch them for you. Yes. Understood. Please wait in the main hall. Okay. Please go ahead to the main hall. It won't be long. Wasn't spying, I was just watching. From behind a tree.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
I wish to boldly go where I've never gone before. I've never been one to turn down an adventure. I'll do it. Star Trek reference. Boldly go.
Then you need me as much as I need you. Together we'll blaze new trails in Tural.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
Twins!
Alpha no, Alice! What are you two doing here?
We happened to cross paths at Numenor earlier, you see, and I told them about Wuk-Lamat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville's toads.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
First impressions last.
"'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize."
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Oh no, you're coming along too, Erenville.
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable.
That was my phone? Okay.
They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers, and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
Oh, you're not coming?
But, Raha...
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
Thank you, Raha. Thank you.
Aww.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora. There.
Ah, updating the world map.
This, my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
Damn. It's huge. Drag him by the tail and carry Kryl under your arm. Yeah, I want them both to come. Can't do it with that cat, lad. And the credits roll for the Endwalker patches. So Thancred's involved somehow. Ooh, that's nice art. And if Thancred's involved, I assume Urianger will tag along with him. They seem to be hanging out. You know, roommates. And I wonder if Ishtola is going to get involved. Oh, she was in the cinematic, I think. Yeah. So I think she is going to come along. Oh, we did see Raha in the trailer too, though. We saw him eating a big taco. So he does come along at some point. This art is really nice. I really like how they've let Kryl join in the fighting with Pictomancer. Oh yeah, Stinian. What's he doing at the moment? I forgot. I think he's still hanging out with the two dragons. He's going to find somewhere to join in, though. There's a lot of Scions now. Yeah, totally not America. Definitely not. Ah, oh, Pandemonium. That was such a good raid series. Oh, I loved it. My first Savage raids in FF14. Really fun. Looking forward to raiding in Dawntrail. The theme of the Dawntrail raids looks wild. Not at all what I expected from our first looks of Tutoral. Seems there's a lot of variety over there. So Dawntrail, it's got a week-long early access thing, which I think you get if you pre-order. So I'll be able to start playing it early, but I'm not sure what class to play for the Dawntrail story. I do kind of like how I've been doing a different class each time, because I would really like to go either Viper or Pictomancer for the story, but they both start at level 80, not 90, so I need to level them up 10 levels before I can start doing Dawntrail if I do that. Not sure. Because that is actually a lot of levels. For leveling in FF14 is quite slow. And everyone's going to be leveling a Viper and a Pictomancer, so dungeon queues are going to be pretty unpleasant as DPS. I'll have to think about what I want to do. I was most interested in Pictomancer. I wasn't like super interested in Viper when they first announced it. I mean, look, it looked cool, but I didn't really get what the theming of it was. But then when they showed the Job Actions trailer, Viper completely won me over. It looks very Devil May Cry. So now I'm really excited to try Viper as well. They both look really cool, Picto and Viper. You're basing the location your story takes place on Western North America. Because that's what you're familiar with. Yep. That makes sense. Write what you know, as they say. And this cast of characters is so great. I forgot how nice it is just sitting down, doing some main story, hanging out with these characters. I wonder how much of Tural we're going to go into. Because that was an enormous continent. We can't possibly go all over it, can we? That's kind of a lot of land to cover. And all the, like, the futuristic zones they've been showing off, and like Cloud 9. Really wonder where those are going to be and what they're going to be connected to. Yeah, because they're futuristic, but they don't look elegant at all. They look completely different. So I'm pretty excited to see what that's about. Dawntrail looks good. They've teased a lot of cool content. Deep dungeon updates. I don't know what they're going to do exactly, but I've really fallen in love with Deep Dungeon. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for that. Curious to see if they try something different with the Criterion dungeons this time. Because they did say they're making Variant and Criterion. Again, yeah. And the Alliance Raid series, I think, was an FF11 thing. And I know very little about FF11, so that's going to be all completely new to me. Another message. Be quiet, phone. You're being very noisy today. What was this music from? This was from the dungeon in the void, wasn't it? Some really fun dungeons that they added in the post Endwalker patches. Really good dungeons. Turn off notifications for that. Thank you. Pretty annoying. Every time I install a new app, it always just automatically starts throwing notifications at me. Zero. I can't wait till we get to hang out with Zero again. She was a great character. Gonna miss her. But yeah, they could definitely still do a whole expansion about the Void. Because the Void hasn't been restored or saved or anything. We stopped Golbez. And we destroyed Zeromus. That's kind of it. The void is still messed up. And they're both looking for a way to try and restore it. So yeah, there could be a whole expansion about that still. I think that's what people were most disappointed about, that it wasn't an expansion. They could still do it though, I think. And we'll get to catch up with Zero. That would be really nice. And making a whole world be easier to base landmass locations on our world. A pattern to follow of weather and terrain. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot we've learnt about how that stuff works, about climate and the equator and such, seasons. We've seen fantasy worlds that literally make no sense, even with magic. Yes. Yeah, there's so much to creating a world. It's really easy to get just major things wrong that are obvious to another person that aren't obvious to you, like, you know, drinking water sources, things like that. Oh, really good trials too that they added. I kind of liked how there wasn't a side story for the trials. The trials were just included in the main story quests. I kind of liked that. We had a bunch of bosses to fight as part of the main story. It just, it fit really well with the story they were telling, I think. So I wonder if they're going to do that again in the future, in Dawntrail. Or if they're going to go back to having like a trial series story. Ah, some really good EX fights too. I think Vrtra EX was my favourite of them all. That was just so much chaos. Oh, it's great. I liked Rubicante, but not as much as Vrtra. Her, like, combination of, like, wind mechanics and hair was really interesting. And I liked how she shifted between the two forms, between, like, the big buff lady. That was cool. Hey, Professor Bucks, welcome. Baba Binks CX. I haven't seen her referred to like that. Oh god, I can't unsee it now though. Because it's cool, but it makes absolutely no sense. True. Sometimes I'm willing to make that compromise, but it depends on what it is and how cool it is. Like Nero's Red Queen sword and how he revs it. That makes no sense. But I love it, so. Oh, the Loporits. Oh, I haven't started doing their tribe quests yet. Got to start doing that. Should I just skip the rest of the... Oh, we can make it go faster, can't we? Yeah, make it go faster. Faster. Then we're not just saying FU and skipping the names. That feels, rude? Yeah. I like this new character so far, though, this new warrior. I haven't played with the character creator in the benchmark where you get to make a female Hroth. I should go play around with it, though. I think I do like the design of the female Hroths. I was worried they were going to be really dainty, but they do still look pretty muscly, I think. Zeramis. Oh, the music for that fight. Oh, it's so good. There's some incredible music in these patches. Just amazing. Especially in the Pandemonium raids. I wonder if we'll ever hang out with Nidana and Vrtra again. Be quiet, phone. Oh my god. Yeah, I hope we get to hang out with Vrtra and Nidana again. It's kind of amazing just how many likable characters they've come up with in this huge world. It's not really possible to have them all in the story at the same time. And they're still adding great new ones. What was that doing there? I don't remember that being a thing. Aww. Little baby. That's so cute. I forgot, what was her name? Ah, that's all the art now. Well, I think before we finish up, we'll watch the Dawntrail trailer together. Get hyped for Dawntrail, because yeah, that's the last bit of the Endwalker story stuff. So next story stream will be Dawntrail. We'll be starting on the 7.0 story once that, you know, comes out. And I'll decide what job to play for it, because might need to level Viper or Picto. Maybe Viper would be a better idea, since Cryo is already Picto. And Viper is the main job. They have the Warrior of Light going in the trailer. So that might make more sense. It would be really fitting if you could go Blue Mage, though. Sadly, no, though. You can't. Blue Mage only goes to level 80 at the moment. And I don't think it's allowed to do main story quests at all. Alright, I'm not actually sure how long these credits are. They might be like 20 minutes long. Maybe I should just skip them. Hide scrolling text. You can turn the credit text off. Interesting. Yeah, I think we'll just skip and see if there's another cutscene here. There is not. Maybe when I'd hand it in. Lest you wonder about your passage to Tural, Erenville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you. A rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. A knapsack. That's cute. Cutscene! There we go. Final cutscene. Meanwhile, in Limsa Laminsa. Aha!
When does the next ship set sail?
May I ask your destination?
The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time.
West, you say?
Do they actually run voyages to the west? Meanwhile, in Old Charlayan. But yeah, it sounds like there's not very common trade going on with Tural. Or common travel. Orianjay!
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition. Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Seems like they might have been sent a letter by one of the other contenders.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember. Come, my friend. We make for Tural.
The height difference is very funny between those two. So Estinian's going there just as coincidence? He's just exploring places. Kind of funny.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north?
Treasure Islands.
The fabled golden cities of the New World.
Right, that was one of the places he teased us about. Cool. Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond, and tread the gilded path beyond. Sure. Emmett Selk has been added to the Unending Codex. Okay. Strange time to add him, but sure. Sun Chaser. Ah. It's a cool title. Knapsack. Research has proven that wearing a knapsack or similar greatly reduces the likelihood of being pestered with questions about how you can carry so many items. Okay, that must be under accessories. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. That is very cool. Anyone hanging out in here? Better to have opponents you know than risk facing off against people whom you don't. You don't know how far they'd go to win. Ah. Yeah, that's a good point. No one in here. Sad. Alright. That was the end of Endwalker. Nice. I really liked all that post-Endwalker story. And Dawntrail. Really looking forward to it. Okay, let's go watch the Dawntrail trailer. To get hyped. Dawntrail, full trailer. Good enough.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Come now. There's no cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
do have a moment to speak further. Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
Last we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
God, the Pictomancer part is so beautiful. Oh, they make it look so good. So it looks like we're going to be fighting her father at some point. Unless that's a different two-headed Mamulja. Interesting. That's a good song, though. Okay. I need to go and do some stuff, so I'm going to finish up the stream here. And next time I stream, hopefully I can start Cuphead. So I am going to send you all off to Sakura Tsubasa, who's playing Lethal Company. Cool. Okay, yeah. Tomorrow night I'll be raiding, doing Mount Rockon, and whatever my non-raid stream is, it'll be starting off Cuphead DLC. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.